Hello, everyone. Moon is still kind of catching up on some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. I did post a lot of this earlier in the week. The San Diego Comic Con stuff being released yesterday, I can kind of forgive you on. But pretty much everything else, been sitting there for almost an entire week, bro. You have a job. Praise.
This one does not pay me yet.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Funny story. Funny story. Had not unmuted you until halfway through that. So.
Well, yeah, I do have a job that actually pays me that I have to do
Just
stuff
know-
with.
just
This
know
one
that
doesn't
chat-
pay me yet, so
Just
eh.
know that chat is judging you. Praise.
I'm
Arceus.
sure they are. Praise Arceus, indeed. Oof.
Bless Holy Rimuru. Praise Arceus. All right. So.
Oh, speaking
I'm
of which,
going to.
don't we have a announcement to make about that for AWA coming up?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't get to finish filling it out before my computer had to get reset, so I have to fill the whole thing out all over again. I'm not happy about it.
That's not fun.
Looking dapper. All right, so I'm gonna deafen. Oh no, never mind. I'm just gonna have you mute. Wait, Char, did you get a chance to look over everything that is in the topics?
Yes.
Somebody who does their due diligence. Ha!
Also,
in your
it's
face,
because
Moon!
I'm a huge comics fan anyway.
Well, it's not all just comic stuff. I mean, yes, the San Diego Comic Con stuff, but there's gaming stuff, there's a bit of anime related stuff, and then of course there's D&D stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The
Apparently, we
D&D
did
thing
not.
actually looked really interesting.
We'll get into that. We will be getting into that. So, as you guys know, San Diego Comic Con happened this weekend specifically, and there was a lot of crap that got announced or shown off, and we're gonna talk about it because here at Anime Church, we're nerds, and we're gonna talk about the nerdy shit we're into. It doesn't have to be anime. Oh, hello there. Hello, the cutie. How are you?
Well, how about you?
I'm like your weird grandpa. Like, hello, cutie. God.
Yeah, to be honest, that's
Sure.
probably not the weirdest thing that a grandpa figure would have done.
Also, guys, quick announcement. Monday is the start of everything that is past the anime.
Ooh.
Officially, we start volume 7 of Slime. So at this point, if you have not seen past the anime and you don't want spoilers, we understand, stay the hell away. However, if you're a manga reader, no spoilers, because the manga is basically just at the end of volume 7. So we're literally on the book that the manga's at the end of. We're starting that off. Honestly, we'll probably catch up with the manga because the manga comes out. It's a once a month series, so we'll probably catch up and pass the manga within the next book or two. I expect that the manga is going to be halfway through volume 8 by the time we get started on it. Yeah, so it did not take us long. I think the manga was actually on volume was at the end of volume 6 or the beginning of volume 7 in story by the time we actually started doing the light novel readings. So as slowly as we're moving through Slime, we're catching up to where the manga is pretty quick. So there's that. In other news, let's see. We go into spoiler territory. For anime onlys, yeah. When will we be getting our promised Cheetos? I promise no Cheetos. This is the Church of Cookies. Nobody said anything.
I have
about
dairy
Cheetos.
allergies, so
And you buy your own damn Cheetos. Cheetos. Cheez-Its is where it's at if we're going dairy. You know.
if you're going dairy, then there's just people like me who's like, let's try to stay away from it.
As long as he wore pants today. Psh, what are pants?
What are pants?
What are pants? All right, so there's a lot of stuff that we have to go through. I'm giving Moon a little bit more time to watch the things that he has to watch. Even if you don't
Yeah, I'm
know
on
much
the
about
Dragon Ball one right now, and that's the last one.
Okay. I like that he went backwards from the, like, if you'd started with Dragon Ball, we could have talked about that. But funny enough, we'll do Dragon Ball last. There are some neat little Easter eggs in the Dragon Ball fan film. Like they drew in Chris Sabat as one of the background characters.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, that whole fan film was amazingly animated.
Oh yeah, we'll get to it. We want more. I hope that a lot of patrons subscribed. Like, I hope they got a lot of money for that. Also, can we hire you to do animation for us? Please and thank you.
I think he's already an animator on an anime studio.
I'm sure. Well, for some sort of studio, I'm sure. Doesn't necessarily have to be an anime one. But all right, let's get to the good news out the gate. So something that's actually kind of adjacent to Fat Dog. Slime Diaries is officially getting dubbed. So the cast and crew were very excited to finally announce that they could do Slime Diaries. I happen to be kind of Twitter friends with Millim. Yeah, it kind of happened once she made a joke that literally could only come from our Abridged series, and I was like, hold on. And then I just messaged her and I was like, hi, I'm the voice that calls everyone Dave. And I write and direct the Abridged. What up? And she's like, oh my god! So yeah.
That is amazing!
Kristen McGuire is pretty fucking awesome.
And you said she was going to be at AWA, right?
Kristen? I'm not sure if she is. I'll have to recheck. Both her and Brittany Karsbowski were in Houston this weekend for a different thing, not for the other topic we'll be talking about. That also happened this weekend. We'll cover that. The more I learned about said convention, the less I liked said convention. It's like, oh hey, there's this news, and this convention is gonna be part of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I start digging in and doing a little bit of research, and I'm like, I'm suddenly not okay with this. So yeah.
Yeah, there are very few cons that are close by that I trust.
Right. But yeah, Slime Diaries is getting picked up and dubbed. So if you check out the dub for Slime and you've wanted to see Slime Diaries dubbed, there you go. It is going to be available. Okay. Where are we at on your trailer reaction or your trailer watching? Because, oh, never mind. He's muted or possibly deafened. Never mind.
Other one.
Should we just jump into the bad news? Nah, because I want to get his opinion on things.
Hang on. Let me check the bad news. Yeah, that.
Yeah. And
okay, yeah.
I already warned people in advance. I warned certain members of the crew in advance that, hey, I have to talk about this particular individual in this particular con because it's part of the news cycle.
I feel you.
Because it's part of the news cycle. I'm going to keep my opinions as reserved as I possibly can and not jump into that, but I am going to talk about like the shadiness of this whole thing.
This person. You do not know how much I want to bring him up on the art section of my show.
Oh boy.
No, that would just be really, really bad publicity.
And there
he's gone.
Yep. He I don't know what's going on. His internet has been blinking from time to time. It's like a game of chicken. Who blinked? All right. Bad news. They are getting canceled. No, not us. No. We're doing fine. I mean, people, I'm sure somewhere, somehow, somebody's tried to cancel us. Funny
Bad news
story.
for those of you, I don't know how many of you watch Seven Deadly Slaps. The one where I'm in it as Elizabeth. Good news / bad news on that end. Good news, I'll start with the bad news. Episode 15 won't be coming out anytime soon because the good news of what ended up happening was the voice of Bond and a whole bunch of other characters and kind of one of the writers and main directors, he got engaged and he took his fiancée on a honeymoon and he spent pretty much all his money there. So he doesn't have any more money to spend on someone who can do the lip syncing and the sound effects.
Well, it is
so
what it is.
That's the delay.
In other bad news, talking about delays, talking about delays and other bad news, Slime 9 is going to be delayed because we have to recast a character.
Oh no.
Well, we could never properly get a hold of one of the characters, and yeah, it sucks. So we have to recast Chloe.
Oh,
yeah,
nuts.
Well, I don't know why they can't record with Audacity, but they're like, I can't record with Audacity. I'm like, why?
No, I can record with Audacity. I've done stuff with Adobe Audition for a while, and I do stuff with Audacity right now because I literally graduated from college 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago. Why am I saying weeks?
Anyway, the point is we had to recast a person, so it's going to take us a little time to find a new person to voice the character of Chloe, and we've still got a couple of people that we're waiting on to record. I think we've only got 2 people left that need to record lines, and then I can get through the process of going through and picking the lines and putting that together. And then after Slime 9, we're on a massive break until Calvin puts out the Carry On My Wayward Son cover so that all of you can just shut the hell up in the comments. We're just sick of seeing it. We are like literally two days ago, or no, it was yesterday. I was getting ready for the Mushoku Tensei stream, which, guys, if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. I haven't properly done all the edits and things that need to go onto the Fat Dog YouTube channel for light novels, but yeah, we're 2/3 of the way through volume 15, which is crazy. I'm just giving up on Moon. He's either not showing up or he didn't watch any of the stuff, check out any of the news. I'm just like, I get the Comic-Con stuff, bro, but man. Oh, man. Anyway, his internet just decided no. Today is a no for him.
Elozia Bridge says, try Dark Audacity, maybe?
That's Doger. Elozia Bridge, that's Doger. Legend of Zelda Abridged, that's Doger.
Oh, hi, Doger.
Yeah.
I did not know that was Doger.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
that was the news.
Gosh, every single time I hear Doger's name, I always think Straw Hat.
Straw Hat.
And then every single time I think about that, or when I'm thinking about it, actually,
speaking
of
One Piece related news.
25th manga anniversary, One Piece.
Yeah. Oh God, I read the new chapter today. Holy shit.
I'll say this.
They're back. One Piece is back after the month.
The Punk Hazard arc in the anime, so I'm not caught up.
You just started the what arc?
Punk Hazard.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. With my work, I don't have much time to watch.
Jesus Christ. Good luck. That's all I can tell you is good luck. You're like 4 arcs back, and one of those arcs is like 100 episodes in and of itself. Only Punk Hazard. Yeah, dude. We're like, the manga just wrapped up Wano, or at least the big part of Wano. There's still more Wano to go. Go read them.
I know there's a big chunk of Wano.
Speaking of One Piece related things, I am always in the background dying in the Alabasta Bridge, so I've decided I'm going to get my revenge. Oh yeah, dude. You don't have to tag me with that. I can see. Okay. I can clearly see.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Legend of Zelda Abridged.
Okay.
A.K.A. Doger was the voice of Smoker.
Anyway, well,
and he was
he's
phenomenal as Smoker.
He's one of the founders of Fat Dog as well. I could it'd take too long to plug Doger. It's done too much stuff.
Since I work at PBS, is it easy for me to convert Cookie Monster to a movie? So I could try throwing that in a script somewhere, but would my supervisor approve of it?
He is
Probably
blue.
not.
He is blue, and he does love cookies. So, anyway, my point was, since I'm dying in the background of basically every episode of the Alabasta Bridge series, I've decided I'm gonna get even, and when we get to that part of season 2 where there's like mass murder going on left and right, I'm gonna make Tony. I'm gonna make Tony voice just about every freaking guy that's dying in the background. So yeah, it's like I'm gonna need you to do 24 different ways of getting impaled
by like a water sphere.
Yeah, well, by a beam of light, like a laser, and then I need you to panic as like 12 different people watching their friends just get destroyed.
Spider Phantom asking, so is Doger shy or is he too busy to show up in person?
Maybe.
Also, hi, Robert.
Well, I mean, we're in the slime server, and so is he. Because, I mean, in slime, he is Rieger. Not the one with a D, the one without a D. His son. The one that wears a bandana. Rieger. So I know he's in the server. It's just a question of whether he's seen all the stuff and knows all the news we're talking about. I did tag everyone.
That's true.
So there we go. Yeah, he's...
Yay!
There's
He's
Doger.
here. Hi, Doger.
I wasn't even sure if I could click into this channel.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
I can do it. You can
just
too.
tested it.
Did you check out all the news that is in Anime Church Topics?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Okay.
Just the stuff that was posted today, right?
No.
Not just the stuff
No.
that was posted today. I made that
Everything
mistake.
that's in there. Everything that's in there is stuff we're talking about.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
this was like a thing that you use often, so I didn't like look all the way.
Nope. This is pretty.
Oh, okay, yeah,
This is
the
pretty
dragon.
much-
It's a recent development.
It's a recent development.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Yes, I am aware of everything that isn't Destiny 2 or Genshin.
Well, I got bad news for you. We got to talk about it, and even if you don't play the game, I need you to at least watch them. So, yeah, that's gonna be one of those things. It's like I want to get people who don't know anything about this as opinion. So.
Oh yeah, I was going to say the only thing I really know about Genshin are like some of the voice actors, and J. Michael Tatum is a new voice in Genshin.
Yes, and he's in this trailer.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching it just for that.
He's the banker. He's the
what
banker.
I'm
even
sorry,
is
I
the
love J.
plot
Michael
of
Tatum
Genshin?
so much.
I don't even know that much. I don't even know the plot of Genshin.
Oh man, I could spend way too
I'm
much
watching the
time.
video right now.
Okay, well, frick. Because everybody's watching the video now, I'm just sitting here with... All right, chat, keep me busy and entertained while they do things, because I can't move on to the next topic because they're busy watching the Genshin trailer. Mr. Menu, have you seen the prologue
That guy's got a
for
big
G-Witch?
nose.
No, I have not seen the prologue for G-Witch. I have not. So, yeah, man. Yeah, you joined the call. Now you were forced to watch. Yeah, I told everybody if you're joining, make sure you watch all the stuff. So it is what it is. Charmist Palpy from the Valley. That's true, skinny dude. She did miss Palpy from the Valley. That was so funny. You had to do Palpatine as a Valley girl. That was hilarious. I'm past the past 59 in your AR bar. I just hit 57. So, holy cow, man. That was crazy. Yeah, I just hit AR 57. By the way, guys, for those of you that do play Genshin, it is Sunday. So that means all the domains are available for you. And I'm slowly working on getting... I didn't know how good of a healer... what's her name? It's not Kokomi. The ninja girl, the second in command of the Arataki game. I didn't know how good of a healer she is. She's crazy good for heals, and her skill does damage and heals. And I'm like, oh, hell yes, please. Yes, please and thank you. More of that. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. I actually just finished finding all the Electro-Oculus that were around for Inazuma. Finally found them all, so fully upgraded. Yeah, Sumeru's about to come out, and I finally finished the Statues of the Seven for Inazuma. Of course. I've got like 2 more hangouts left to do. I've got Opera Girls hangout event and what's her name? Shinobu's hangout event. Shinobu's a bit nice still though. Okay. I actually turned 35 at the beginning of this month. Well, you're not that old. Still 5 years younger than me, bro. All right. Now that we are done with that, wow. So much stuff going on here. Richie, not nice. Still nice, though. I'm nice-ish. I'm adjacent to nice. Nice adjacent. Let me see. What else can I... What else can I talk with you guys about that isn't the news we're supposed to be covering? Because I want to talk about the rest of it. Moon is just having times. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, I just finished.
Yeah. I muted myself so I wouldn't...
Nah, don't worry. My shit was still
What
out.
can we talk about? I asked the chat. The first thing that pops up, I can't stop farting. God damn it. I'm not talking about that. Your gastrointestinal issues are not something I wish to discuss on Anime Church.
I mean, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
I can get into a whole bunch of gastrointestinal stuff.
Let's
that stuff sucks.
I think it's more apt to say that it stinks.
Okay. It stinks and it also blows.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I'm back. Just watched the Genshin Impact trailer.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
Visuals
I figured.
cool.
All right, so here's the crazy thing, right? The character that they are holding services for doesn't have a body anymore because got turned to ash by the Electro Archon. So there are 7 different areas in the world of Tevat, and each of them has kind of like a god or an archon. And so you have Barbados of the Wind, which is the country of Mondstadt, which is based on Germany. And then you have Rex Lapis, or as he's known in his newly mortal form, Zhongli from Liyue, which is basically China. And then you have the Raiden Shogun, who is the Electro Archon. So you've got Anemo, which is wind, Geo, which is earth, and Electro, which is lightning, electric. And she is the Archon of Inazuma. And we're about to get introduced to the next area, and it's Dendro Archon, which is like plants and healing kind of stuff. And that is Sumeru, and I believe it's based on India. I'm not 100% on that. So Hydro is afterwards. Hydro is what's the place called again? I know it's based on France, but yeah, Hydro is Fontaine, and their whole thing is law. Welcome back.
Mm,
Good to have you back, dude.
You're muted.
yeah.
Never have I been more livid at 2 programs in my life. Oh man.
Do you want to hear the relieving thing?
Sure.
It's not a fat dog stream without technical difficulties.
I mean,
That sounds about right.
No,
God.
100%, 100%. Pretty much anytime we try to stream, there's going to be technical difficulties. We've given up on it. Like, it doesn't surprise us anymore. We're like, dude, if we don't have technical difficulties, the world is like going to end that very
It's
day.
like, oh god, side of the apocalypse. All right, guys, start prepping.
I would say the world. I would have said that the world is on fire, but that's already happening. So.
Well, my
Yeah.
world's
Yeah,
on
I mean,
fire.
if you're
How
in
about
the
yours?
U.S.,
multiple places.
No.
Oh, no, wait.
No.
not
no.
just in the U.S.
No, Canada, France, Spain, they're on fire.
England
Like
too.
literal
England's
fire.
not on fire. England's not necessarily on fire.
They're just
They
baking.
just don't know
like
how to
the
handle
high
heat
last week was
above
104 degrees
70.
Fahrenheit.
They don't. They in Canada do not have houses that have air conditioning because they're just not prepared for that. Anyway, yes.
and in
So the
and in
next
the
Big difference.
UK as well, they
I
don't
have
have houses
I live
that
in
have
Canada.
AC.
I have air conditioning. I don't
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
here's the thing. Well, okay, you're one of the lucky ones then, sir.
Yes.
I live
absolutely.
in the Texas of Canada. I need air conditioning.
Wait,
Good
hold
old
on.
Alberta.
Oh, the Texas of Canada, aka the New York of the U.S. Yeah. All right. Anyway, all jokes aside, I guess let's go ahead and get the bad news out of the way now. Or the news that's kind of cringy. I don't know if it's necessarily bad. It's I'll leave it up to you as to whether it's bad news or not, but you know, here we go.
Oh, God.
America. So, Anime Matsuri launches a new dubbing studio with Vic Mignogna.
Okay.
I have some thoughts. Mostly
Yeah.
that are going to be kept to themselves. Okay, so number 1,
I
whether
don't know what I'm allowed to say versus
whether
not.
Yeah, I'm dancing on this one very carefully. I will say
You
that
want to look at what Vic has done?
I
You
will
can literally look him up on Wikipedia.
I will just say this. When all the Me Too stuff about Vic came out, I wasn't surprised. A lot of people felt really bad because they met Vic at conventions and he was really nice and they liked him. You didn't meet Vic. You met Fan Vic.
Yeah.
The version of him that he turns on when he's around his fans. You haven't met Vic when he's not around his fans. You haven't really met Vic.
I used to.
That is as far as I'm going to go into that. Also, as much as he may have
got
lost
into
some of
it.
his fans due to that, he lost more because of the whole COVID stuff that was going on. If you don't know what that is about, please look that up on your own. I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah, I was going
don't know
to
anything
say
about that.
that is when the whole I stand with Vic versus kick Vic thing was happening. I was loosely hanging on to the I stand with Vic movement by a string, but the mask thing came up. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm off the Vic bandwagon.
Well, it's
Because I loved his work in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He is an amazing
you
voice
can
actor,
separate, but it's learning to separate
you-
the art from the artist. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So the other thing is there was some stuff that went on at conventions,
I didn't know
still
about the
during the
COVID stuff.
2021 COVID stuff, and if you want to look it up for yourself, I want you to do your own due diligence. I don't want you to take just one asshole's opinion or 4 assholes or 4 bitches. I believe that assholes
Gee,
and bitches.
thanks.
I believe that assholes and bitches are gender neutral, just like the word dude.
Okay.
Literally,
But yeah.
literally, I have stubbed my toe on a chair, looked directly at the chair, and screamed, "Dude, Dude is the most gender neutral thing in the world. It's not the most versatile word. The most versatile word in the world is fuck.
Oh,
for
you
sure.
could use that for anything.
Because you can
Like,
use
any
that as
sort of
almost
minor annoyance.
you
just
can
fuck,
use that
fuck,
as almost every word in a sentence.
It's a form of verbal punctuation.
Such as fuck the fucking fuckers. It's just
Or
about you can use
or
it as
hearing-
dismissal. Hey, Doger, why don't you go outside and play hide and go fuck yourself?
Yeah,
Maybe
hearing
WWW
Canada
Just as
is a
a-
form
shut
of
the
verbal
fuck up.
punctuation.
Oh wait, the weather's already doing that for you.
A good example to use it, you can use it like a period, or you can use it like a question mark. Be like, hey, I just went to the store, fuck. What'd you
Like-
pick up, fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up this fuck.
It's-
No.
It is just one
Exclamation!
sentence
Exclamation
all on
is
its own.
fuck, and then question mark is fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And then
so
screw up is
moving
just
All right, so moving on from that, here's the thing. Rather than focus on the Vic stuff, which I already had formed my own opinions on, I decided, all right, I'm going to look up anime Matsuri. I started doing just some basic research. I didn't go deep diving into anything, just some basic research. And the more I learned about anime Matsuri, the more worried I became. Okay? The more I learned about the shady practices, not just from I'm not even getting into like some of the like stuff about their what is it, the con chair, I guess you could say, but the fact that they've been sued 11 times.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Damn.
That they have, that one of their guests was just left at an airport and he was just this is not an American guest. This is a foreign guest that was stuck and left at an airport. Oh yeah. Did not get better. Then I found out they were Houston based, so I contacted Lady Chan because she lives in Houston, and I was like, "Hey, as a voice actor in Houston, you may not want to know, or you may want to know that this is happening. These are the people in charge." And she's like, "Oh yeah, we'll never work with them." She is apparently boycotted Anime Matsuri. They have failed to pay their guests at on multiple occasions, and have failed to monetarily compensate their dealers, their artists in the artist alley. There's just a lot of shady shit going on with money. And then so very worrisome on that front. And then there's the
now
whole
they're
and then-
having
and-
a kind of controversial voice actor.
and then there's a shit ton of voice actors that were announced as being part of these anime that had no idea that they were working for Anime Matsuri, which had they known that, they would have never signed up. Several of them did not want to work with Vic, had no idea they were working with Vic. So there are a lot of people that, some of whom I know and I talk to on occasion, that I'm like, what's really going on here? And there were statements going out. Just if you want to know what's going on the voiceover side of thing, you can look up hashtag Anime Matsuri. It's not pretty, guys. I will tell you, you're wading into very polarized opinions on Twitter, but that's basically where the voiceover community lives, is on Twitter. So
Yeah.
good luck.
It's pretty much the reason why I'm almost always on Twitter.
Read the contract. Well, here's the thing. That's the thing. Anime Matsuri wasn't listed on the contract. They did some shady shit here as well. And so, yeah, it's basically a notoriously shady convention. It did some more shady shit, and they're partnered up with a guy who's not exactly the paragon of the anime voiceover community right now.
Yeah.
I am being unbelievably kind and walking on eggshells right now.
Yeah, I can.
Essentially, I want to get back to what we were just talking about. The more I learned about the ins and outs of this convention and their practices and who they were doing a dubbing studio with, and like as this announcement, and seeing all the Vic stands coming out, I want to go back to that initial thing we were just talking about. My reaction was, me move the mic away for a second. Fuck! All right, so going back to fuck,
Yeah.
I always got to go back to fuck.
Oh, God damn
Always.
it! I
All
knew it.
guns back down.
I knew it.
No,
So-
my reaction was like, well, at first I saw an article about it in one of the Discord servers I was on, and then Cody, the voice of Ace, One Piece Alabasta Bridge, don't know any of the other characters he did.
Sojiro in Log Horizon Abridged. I don't know if I think Cody may have voiced for us in Slime. I just don't remember. But
He has a
But
role in
anyway,
our upcoming
he
Shield gear
texted
as
me
well.
on Discord and said, "Hey, did you see this thing?" And I'm just like, I figured he was gonna get back into anime, but what? What?
Oh,
shit,
boy.
it was mostly just say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Like, come on, man. Also, I want to go ahead and point out that the two anime that they are debuting, they debuted them at the convention. The two anime are anime that no one's ever heard of. So, yeah, good luck. I don't honestly think there is enough Vic support in the anime community at this point, and there's definitely not a lot of anime Matsuri support. So, yeah. Thoughts from the rest of you when you guys saw this? What were your initial thoughts? Or was it basically, oh shit, here we go again?
My thoughts were not, oh
what
shit,
is
here we
anime
go
Matsuri?
again.
What is anime Matsuri? Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of it up until like you started bringing it up. That was like what, last Monday? It was like after the stream you were talking about it, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I did not want to do
yeah.
too much research. I'm already on the news enough as it is every Monday through Friday.
Anime news is kind of where I have to live, and
Oh,
I
get it.
basically this was my job for a long time, and now I've made it my job again, and it's kind of like the nostalgia critic. I do the research, so you don't have to.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
don't want to do research.
Trust me. The more you dig into this, the lower
worse
your
it
mood
gets.
goes.
Yeah, and I do trust you as a news source. Richie.
Researching
Oh,
is just
wow.
like a
Thank you.
default
That's-
mood for me.
Yeah, dude. All right,
It's
so
much
now that
research.
we've talked about this story, let's jump into some more lighthearted fare. So, really quickly, for those of you that don't know, Genshin Impact is a game done by a company called MiHoYo. And literally what it is, you and your twin sibling go from world to world. Well, as you're leaving one world, you get stopped by a god that basically kidnaps your sibling. You get to choose whether you play as Aether or Lumine. So you get to choose whether you're the female twin or the male twin. And then whichever one you choose, the opposite is captured. And you end up in this new
The
world.
way you're going to be hearing a lot of Tanjiro. Oh, shoot, sorry.
Depends on what you play as, because you can choose
That's
between
true.
you can choose between Chinese, the Chinese version, the Japanese version, or the English version.
Good
So,
point.
Yeah, it depends. Anyway, so you're traveling around trying to find your sibling. Blah blah blah. I don't want to go too much into it, but there's that going on, and yeah, we just got a lore dump trailer in the form of a funeral for one of the bad characters that shows up. The Fatui are actually like kind of the bad guys, and they represent Snezhnaya, which is kind of like Russia, or Siberia in a way. Very cold. But basically, these are the level of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, and they're based on operatic characters. I forget what opera it's from, but yeah, these are characters from an opera. Like, dude, there's a lot of research. I will say
You know
this.
who it's by? Like, you know who the opera was by, or?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to help.
I am avoiding going down that. If I go that deep into the rabbit hole of Genshin, I'm afraid I'll never come back.
That's
Like,
true.
I'm sure somebody else did the
I
research.
will say this right here and right. Yeah, it is an Italian opera. I do know that much.
Obviously.
Oh,
The only one I'm thinking
shit,
about off
Well,
the top
no,
of my
not
head is
all
the
opera is
Noche de
Italian.
Figaro.
Not all opera is
Yeah.
Italian. Anyway,
That's true.
so so really quickly, um, these are kind of like the some of the big bads that have been around. The character is, there's one of them is dead. They're having a funeral for that character, and J. Michael Tatum is introduced as one of the voices in this. Which
J. Michael Tatum's always just a great voice
I
actor.
love
For
Tatum.
those of you,
He's great. He's
yeah,
such
for
a
those
nice
of you who
dude.
don't know who he is, for those of you who have watched Attack on Titan, he's the voice of Irvine. Rest in peace, Irvine's arm.
He wasn't using it much anyway.
Also,
I mean,
for
I've
those
always
of you
said-
Black
I've always-
Panther fans,
Irving
he's the voice
proves
of
it.
Sebastian, the
Irving-
butler.
Irving proves it though. I've always thought that Tatum was a snack, and apparently the Titans agree. Yeah.
He is
All right.
also, by the way, married to Brandon McInnes,
Yep.
who is the English voice of Nidai in My Hero Academia, and Gen in Dr. Stone.
There you go.
And they are a
Dr.
really,
Stone.
really adorable couple.
I was so happy for that last episode of Dr. Stone. They did a 1 hour
Yes.
episode. It was so good. But
It
we
was
already talked
amazing.
about that. We already talked about that. All right. So I want to hear from the non-Genshin players here. What did you guys think of this trailer? Is it surprising that you got such an interesting trailer from Genshin? You're like, what the hell is this? By the way, as a gacha game, I gotta say, Genshin is probably one of the games that is probably the least gacha of the gacha games. Like, you can play this game without spending money and still get a lot of characters and stuff. Like, it is possible to do that because there are lots of ways for you to collect the currency that you use to get wishes and things like that. Also, just by playing the game, going through the story, doing all the side quests and stuff, if you wait until you hit like a certain adventure rank or AR, I saw a video of a guy that waited until he hit AR 45 to do his wishes. He didn't spend any money. He just collect all of his primos. And by that time, he had like over 50. No, he had somewhere around 100 wishes just saved up. And he just, boom, right on the banners, just wished. And he got a lot of stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry.
The stuff that I usually focus on when I watch the trailers is the voice acting good? And you guys have probably figured out by now I'm a sucker for J. Michael Tatum. He sounded really charming and suave and also elegantly evil, and I like that. All of them did, actually. And I like how you got the hints, in my mind, I didn't realize until you said they were an evil organization. You got the hints of they were an evil organization, but I also liked how one of them was saying this character died in this person while you guys were sitting up in your cushy little area, so don't talk about it like you knew what was going on. So it's clear we're gonna have some clashing on the inside.
They don't all get along. And the girl that said that is in charge of the orphanages in Snezhnaya. So that's why she was saying we don't want to make the children cry. So also the one that replied afterwards, Tartaglia, he's actually a character that you can get in the game and play as, and his nickname is Child. Childe, Child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Voiced by Griffin Burns, right?
I don't know. I don't know who voices Child. I'm not the biggest fan. I like Sayu because Sayu's kind of adorable, tiny, little ninja raccoon tanuki looking thing, voiced by Lily Pichu.
No.
Which is kind of for the others, Doger and Moon, what'd you guys think of the trailer?
I thought the visuals were really interesting compared to anything else that I've seen of Genshin so far.
Yeah.
I will tell you 100% that Genshin does start out very much feeling kind of like a Breath of the Wild clone. But as you get further and further into it, you realize, oh, it's way more than something like that. Like, they took inspiration from it in the cell shading and stuff, but it's not outright clone. And secondly, the number one thing everybody talks about is the music. Genshin has the best gaming soundtrack I have ever heard. And it is insane to think that just watching the character trailers and hearing all the different renditions of like a character theme, or hearing the main kind of Genshin theme done in like so many different ways, for it all to be composed by one person is insane. And yeah, dude, like the soundtrack for Genshin is universally loved, and holy crap. The big nose in JP is in the Japanese version is Brook from One Piece. You recognized his voice immediately.
Hey,
Okay.
we do love Brooke.
I'm gonna say
There
big
are some
nose.
here.
I mean,
Japanese
Usopp.
There's some here who don't like it.
Misute yoroshimasu ka?
That's
Which, for
okay.
those of you-
You don't have to. I'm not saying anybody has to like freaking Genshin. As for, I recommend Knights and Magic. Are you talking about the anime Knights and Magic? Because I've already seen it. Like, I've watched all of. If there's only one season, then I've watched all of it. If I remember right, they may be doing a season 2, in which case I have seen all of season 1. Sorry. So, any other thoughts before we move on to the next thing?
I agree with him when he said the visuals were interesting, because like it didn't feel like it was fully 3D, but it also was not fully 2D.
2.5D.
Your style.
I
guess.
just call it 2.5D. Yeah.
It looked so weird though, and the way the mouths moved
Mhm.
was very It just kind of threw me off. It seems interesting. The lore aspects do seem very interesting.
I
Like,
have
that's all I
there
got.
there's straight up one trailer that I could show you that they showed this like really early on. And it's basically the chapters of Tevat or whatever, and it's basically showing you all the different areas and talks a little bit about the archons or the gods of those countries, and also shows off characters that will be getting introduced to you in that area. And it's like, holy shit, they're showing everything just out the gate kind of, and just seeing that makes a little bit more sense. That having been said, that's all I'm going to talk about Genshin from now. We've got a lot more stuff we got to talk about, and a lot more trailers dropped, so we got to do this.
Yeah.
Destiny 2. I play Destiny. Full stop.
I play Destiny.
Yeah.
I
Play
did
it
not.
every now and again.
The story for Destiny has been getting better and better and better and better as time has gone on.
I
Played
they
all of
played the
Destiny
base
1. And I love
story
that
of Destiny
story.
2.
They-
I jumped straight into Witch Queen.
They literally put out a teaser trailer that's kind of showing like little snippets of the darkness, and they've had the Witness talking. If you don't know who the Witness is, play Witch Queen or watch somebody that plays Witch Queen or watch cutscenes or something. Anyway, so the Witness is talking, and then they're showing like all these past events that are culminating to what's coming up. And what's coming up is Lightfall. And they basically put this out as an announcement like, hey, at the end of August, we're doing our showcase to reveal Lightfall and what's coming up. And Lightfall is kind of like the Infinity War of this season. You know that we as Guardians are about to get our asses royally kicked. And we're going to have to be beaten down before we get our end game, which is supposed to be the final shape. So that's kind of how we're viewing it. So we're very hyped about this. I'm curious to hear what non-Destiny people thought of the trailer. So I'll go with you first, Char.
I did not.
You
I'm
didn't
sorry
watch
for
it?
not doing my homework.
I said
Oh,
you
come
had
on,
to
it
watch
was-
everything.
It was a minute long.
I
It's
thought you meant that
54
I
seconds
thought it was
long.
like what Doger said, and you meant the today thing. Let me watch it now. Hang on. I'll get back to you with my opinion later.
Okay, Doger, your turn.
I don't know a lot about Destiny 2, but I played through all of Destiny 1,
Oh,
and that looks pretty cool.
okay. Okay. Well, the Traveler is awake. The darkness is here. And it looks like we're going to be getting a second collapse.
Oh, great! A second one. Fantastic. Perfect.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
Hive.
even know about the first one.
Oh God, it gets even worse. All right, so just to catch you up, we have teamed up with the Cabal
Okay.
to fight the darkness. There is an Elixni group called the House of Light that is taking shelter under the tower that we're working with. So there's a whole fallen house or an Elixni house that is working with us, and we have started using stasis, which is powers of the darkness, and and the traveler gave the hive the ability to use the light. So there's now a group of the hive that can use the light. They're not on our side.
They're not on our side.
They are not.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yes, I love that.
Nice.
Cannot answer my Aunt Shauna called. I cannot answer
Aw.
her at the moment.
For those of you who didn't quite hear what it was saying, it was
A phone
All
call
Light's
is
Break
here.
Toad.
Yeah. Okay.
A phone call is here.
Anyway, so go ahead. Since you know nothing of Destiny, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on this situation. Char.
I have no idea what's going on, but I do like the enough light, enough dark.
Enough life, enough death.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
that was cool. I think the world building is cool. Graphics look good.
Bungie knows how to make a trailer. And the funny thing is, all the graphics and the cutscenes that you're looking at, those were all in game. They pulled that straight from in game. Yeah.
Wow.
lovely.
So they didn't just make it specially for the trailer. Good
No.
on them.
Well, they do that sometimes too, but this is like a recap of what's been happening so far. And yeah, it's the person that's speaking is the big bad. After so many years, I think it's 7 years now. This year we finally met the big bad behind the darkness.
Nice.
It's
And
taken
I
that
do
long.
love the way the big
Yeah,
bad
well,
sounds.
that's how you run an MMO.
and its name is the Witness.
Okay.
Kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of, it's kind of robotic in a way, with the
Uh,
two-tone voice.
Well,
Oh,
it fits the naming.
speaking
the
of
naming
robots in
convention,
Destiny,
so-
you should look
Yeah.
up the lore behind the Exo, which is
Yeah,
the
that-
actual
it's
robot race.
interesting.
Humans that are put inside robot bodies that can actually eat and need to sleep.
I like an EXO.
Funny, yeah.
Those-
Exos are
Interesting
Those are
interesting.
my-
All right,
I play an EXO warlock.
all right. From the perspective of somebody who actually plays Destiny 2, Moon,
Yes.
what did you think?
I think it's very interesting. I'm very much excited to see where it's gonna go. I don't know who that character is with the clouds coming out of their head.
You haven't
But that
beaten the
is-
Witch Queen?
I have beaten the Witch Queen.
That's the cutscene
So
at
who
the end
is
of the
that?
Witch Queen. That's the Witness.
Then I have a terrible memory.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so if that's the fucking witness, that is even more terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's the force behind. That's the
I'm-
force that's
I'm
controlling the
hoping-
darkness. Yeah.
I'm hoping we get more darkness powers. Because that
I
would be
mean,
so cool.
Well, we're about to get Arc 3.0 in the next one, and they're bringing a Destiny 1 raid back into Destiny 2. We've already
That'd be
gotten
fun.
Vault of Glass.
I might
so
actually be at a good enough light level to do that.
The seasonal stuff only goes up 10 light levels. So, yeah.
It's
So
way
it's
more.
not
I'm
going to be.
still at like 1550.
Oh, I finally hit the cap of 1570. So I'm like,
Shit.
oh, finally. But as soon as this season ends, the cap goes up to 1580.
Although-
So
I've got to reinstall the game because every time I keep trying to load it up, it crashes.
jeez.
So yeah, it's great. I don't know why it's doing that.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It doesn't work
Here's
at all.
the crazy part. Now we move on to Comic-Con stuff.
Yes.
I'm
Holy
ready
crap.
to talk about this.
All
The
right.
shit that I've been
Here's-
on top of for months.
Here's the starting off point. We got a Comic-Con sneak peek, our second sneak peek of Black Adam. with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I actually called my mom and was like, "Hey, by the way, you might want to know about this series called Black Adam that's coming out." And she's like, "Oh, superhero show?" I go, "Yeah. You might want to know because Dr. Fate is being played by one of your favorite actors." And she goes, "Oh, really?" I go, "Yeah, it's Pierce Brosnan." And she goes, "Really?" And I'm like, I can get my mom to just watch a superhero film by just saying that Pierce Brosnan's in it.
Brosnan.
Great. Yeah.
I mean,
say
you can get me to
Dr.
watch
Fate
just
is
about
also
anything
one of
if
my
you tell me Pierce
favorite,
Brosnan is in it.
Yeah, Dr. Fate is a
So
cool
I'm
character,
happy to
and they
see
picked
that.
the perfect actor to play him. Now let's just hope they don't screw him over.
And also, I'm happy to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a more serious tone, even though it's a superhero film. I'm not seeing a smile on this man's face, which is very
yeah.
interesting.
He's
for
done so
The
many
Rock.
kid flicks the last
Yeah,
like,
it seems like
decade.
he's mostly in action comedy type movies. Like
Mhm.
Central Intelligence is a great example. You can hear the smile in his voice in League of Super Pets,
What about that
Yeah.
where he's
jungle
playing
one?
Crypto, the super dog.
Jumanji.
Oh, he plays Crypto. I want to see that movie, but that's because
Was
I
it? I
kind
think
of
it was
grew
called,
up with
like,
the old
Jungle
animated
Cruise or
show.
something.
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about, but I was just also saying that the Jumanji stuff that he's in.
Yeah, Jumanji, he
Jungle
kind
Cruise.
of played a brooding character, but he was also like
The
a
Smolder.
high schooler stuck in Dwayne Johnson's body, so we got to play around a bit with that.
Not
Yeah.
just that. Like he was an old man in Dwayne Johnson's body too. Dude,
True.
it's so funny. Hats off to Jack Black for having to play a girl trapped in a man's body.
Yeah.
especially
That was
especially
pretty
a
good.
teenage girl in an old man in a fat old man body. Just that whole thing.
To be fair, Jack Black is the one person I could see just easily being able to pull that off.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great stuff. Alrighty.
Yeah.
But
so-
Black Adam is
I'm
definitely
curious
one
how
of
they're gonna
the
tie it into
cooler, I
Shazam.
think, DC characters and DC antagonists in
He's
general.
an anti-hero. Keep in mind, for those of you that don't know, The Rock's agent is his ex-wife, and yeah, well,
Well,
they
at least
they
they're on
work
good
well
terms.
together. Yeah, they work well together. She is also Henry Cavill's agent.
Oh,
Really?
So Black Adam and Superman have the same agent. So there's a lot of people that
That's
are
funny.
that want to see Henry Cavill's Superman go up against The Rock's
excuse
Black
me,
Adam.
Superman. I
You know what's
really
funny?
must
Cool.
ask you a question.
Since we're on the subject of Henry Cavill, I'll know I've made it big if I get to play a 40K game against Henry Cavill.
Dude, the funniest thing is that he literally missed a call from Zack Snyder, letting him know that he got the role of Superman because he was too busy playing Warhammer and he didn't go answer his phone.
I think he was like in a tournament, so it's like it's important.
It's pretty good.
All right, on to more DC stuff.
I just want to know why he just wouldn't shave his mustache off.
All right,
It's just the mustache.
They finally, well, no, he couldn't shave his mustache because he was doing a different film.
He was in
That's
a
what I
different movie
figured. It
where
was
he
probably
had to
for
have the
another role.
mustache.
Yeah, it was for reshoots, not for the whole movie.
Mm.
So yeah.
Like you could definitely tell when it's there, but
Anyway,
later, like
not.
it's not. It's fine.
All right, moving away from that, we got Shazam: Fury of the Gods first trailer. I liked the first one. It really is kind of like
I
big.
love the first one.
It kind of is like big meets superheroes, but that was
It
kind of
one
the
of
point.
One of the first DC movies that I
Also very much
really
fish out of a lot of
thoroughly
territory,
enjoyed,
and he's
and was
still
like, I want
trying
to see
to
this
adjust
again.
because he also has these other superhero kids like him. But also, I love the villain idea of these little kids stole our powers. We're gonna take it back because it's rightfully ours.
The sad news here, and I don't know how this has happened, considering that it's been out for a while. Moon watched the trailer, has not seen the first Shazam movie.
Yeah.
Neither have
It's
I.
very upsetting.
It's
I'm
really
not alone.
good. It is good.
I know.
don't
Here's
doubt
the
that
thing.
it's good.
I've wanted
I
to
love
see it in
that this-
theaters, but so much has prevented me from seeing it.
Yeah.
Same.
I went and saw it in theaters. I think it came out, 2019?
I thought it was.
Can't remember if I saw it in theaters.
I thought it was
don't think I did.
2017. I could be wrong.
Is it?
Let me
don't know.
check.
Shazam, it came out the same year as, or I think it came out just right after. It was either the
Yeah, it
same
was
year or right
2019.
after. It was either the same year or right after. I think it was. I think it was the same year as Aquaman. But Aquaman was like the $1 billion movie, and I was like, yeah, but honestly, I really enjoyed Shazam more than I did Aquaman. I didn't.
2019.
I really enjoyed Shazam a lot more. It just was more fun, you know?
Yeah, DC
Oh, yeah.
has a really hard time finding its stride with comic book movie adaptations unless it comes to the animated aspect. And that part they're just they don't.
Their animated aspect or
No,
movies and stuff are just
I don't
amazing.
I don't necessarily agree. I think they've been killing it with Batman, but that's basically the only franchise character they can seem to like.
Talking about Dark Knight or the newest one?
Yes.
Long Halloween.
I'm talking about the Batman, and I'm talking about the Nolan trilogy.
Oh,
I feel like the
Batman
only
was
time they did
Any live
action
Batman
Batman
v
movie.
Speaking of which, Robert Pattinson has already said that he would love in the sequel if they got if he went up against Mr. Freeze and they had the Heart of Ice storyline.
I would love that so much.
Like
That would
Heart
be
of Ice, like the Heart of
man.
Ice storyline from the animated
from
series.
the animated
Yes.
series.
Oh yeah. Which,
those of
which
you who have
reinvented,
not-
completely reinvented Freeze. Because that storyline did not happen in the original comics. That was complete. He was recreated, Nora Freeze, all that stuff from the ground up. And I'm like, yes, I want to see
They
that.
turned
That's how you make a
hokey
good
villain
villain.
into
Into
a
a
villain with
sympathetic
really
character.
sad, tragic past, and they did it so well.
So well.
Yeah.
It got an Emmy. It got a daytime Emmy for best episode,
Yeah.
And
and
then
it still hits you right
what's his
here.
name?
I love that we
You guys
started
have
out
not
talking
seen
about
Batman the
Shazam and
Animated-
immediately went to Batman the Animated Series.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
The trailer-
before we switch back to Shazam, if you guys have not seen Batman the Animated Series, if there's
Go
any
see it.
episode you should watch,
Batass.
No,
it should
no.
be Heart of Ice.
You should just watch all of the animated series.
That.
It is so good. Has the best voice of Joker by far.
Yes.
Well, that's
And
Well,
so
thank
good.
you.
like I was like that's not hard. That's not hard. You're talking about
All right. So, one other thing before it slips
Uh.
my mind, and this was news that kind of flew under my radar, and I apologize that it did. Another Comic-Con kind of little bite. Officially confirmed, we are getting the adult Aang gang for movie 2.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen
So-
that.
Yeah, there are going to
It's a
be
movie
3
coming out.
animated Avatar, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Korra projects that are coming out from the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra. The first one is going to be about Avatar Kyoshi. The second is going to take place with the Aang gang as adults, and then the third one is going to be about Korra, and it's going to take place after the Legend of Korra series.
I
And
need
just
to
a
watch.
slam on all the haters that are the Korra haters out there. Hate to say
Like
it, guys. Korra better Avatar than Aang. She did way more in a short 4-year span of time than Aang accomplished in his entire time.
Yeah, but Aang was
That
a
is
child, so he
true.
wins by default.
Yeah, I mean, it's
No.
kind of comparing
Korra
apples to
was-
oranges.
Yes,
Bit
he was a
older.
child. He's much wiser than Korra will ever
I
be.
said throughout his entire lifetime. Oh, and
That's
here's
not
the other
fair. He
thing.
was frozen in ice.
That's a good point.
I was talking
That is
about.
a good
I'm
point.
talking about from the point that we meet him after he got out of the ice to the end of his life cycle. Oh, by the way,
I wonder if it's gonna follow the comics.
half of what we've seen Korra do, she did without the other avatars.
That's
True.
Yeah.
She never called back except for the one time where she had to like literally find her powers again.
No,
That's
no, I mean like
true.
no, her connection to the previous avatars was erased.
Right.
Yeah, she did not have that. So from season 2 onward, Korra is the avatar alone. Yeah.
I need to finish season 2. I remember starting it.
Also,
I never got to
let's keep
finish.
in
That
mind,
was
I got
probably
to
keep
see
in
like a
mind,
handful of
Aang-
episodes here and there.
Aang never got to meet Wan, the original. Just
True.
saying. I'm not
Technically, Korra didn't meet him either.
saying
You're
I'm
such
not
a
saying,
Korra fanboy.
Oh,
Didn't
God,
realize
fucking hell.
this.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Aang is better than Korra, and I'm not saying that Korra is better than Aang. I'm saying don't be a hater. They're both equally good.
I mean, yes, there are different parts of their personality that you like or you hate. Korra is hot-headed, but she eventually becomes a bit calmer as the series goes on.
Shit.
Aang is a child, but he learns to be more adult-like. But that's a different thing.
I
So
forgot.
fun thing
I
about the
forgot.
hot-headedness.
I'm blind.
Fuck.
You can't
Okay,
sway
back
me.
to
I'm blind to
Shazam.
nostalgia.
Back to Shazam.
Wait,
No.
it's
No.
Avatar, and this is cool.
No.
Back.
We will stay off topic forever if we keep doing this. Shazam.
Shazam!
Shazam.
Okay.
All right. So
It's a good thing I unveiled my thing.
I like
Also,
the fact that this trailer continued the trend of having Eminem as like the trailer song. So we had "My Name Is" in the first trailer for Shazam 1, and then then in this one we got "Business." So I like this trend that's going down. It was a lot of fun, man. It was just a fun fun trailer, and it's kind of one of the few DC movies that came out of the DCEU that I was really looking forward to. The only part that I did not like about the trailer was when they showed the Flash.
yes.
It was like
Right.
It's
Flash
just like,
of the Flash.
really? You're
They
bringing
didn't-
him up?
I'm not
They
gonna
just-
lie.
Stop
I
it.
was really happy with that guy up until he started doing all that shit, and I was just like, why can't we just have a good one?
Why can't we just
Here's the
have the
thing.
TV show
DC knows how to
version?
pick them.
Here's the thing.
Right?
Here's the thing,
I said
guys.
that too.
Here's the thing, guys. It's not the Flash that I have a problem with. It's Ezra Miller.
The actor.
Yeah, it's Ezra Miller, and like seeing that version of the Flash just reminded me of Ezra Miller, and that ruined that soured my mood a little bit.
If you want to see all the shit he's pulled, look it up online.
I don't want to. I don't
know
want to give it
that.
any more. I don't want to give him or it any more attention right now. We're focused on Shazam, guys. What did you think of the trailer? Curious to hear your thoughts.
Super
I thought
fun.
it was
Loved
awesome.
It. I really,
Very
really want to see
excited.
it.
I need to see the first one.
You do need to
I
see the first one,
know!
bro. HBO Max.
I'm always.
It's on HBO
I'm
Max.
always. True.
I used to have that, and then I started losing money. So
It's like
Stop
I
gambling.
am always up for
it's not
DC
gambling.
or
I don't have an
DC
addiction.
superhero movie that is comedic in a way. Because like
Yeah.
when they try to go super dark and super serious, it just doesn't work as well.
I know.
These
Depends
are
on the hero.
people.
It depends
These are
on the hero.
people with superheroes who can do the weirdest shit. You gotta have a laugh every now and
I
again.
Yeah.
hear what you're super saying.
You gotta have you gotta have a moment of brevity, because if it's all serious, then it doesn't seem genuine.
Gotcha.
Now,
That's a good segue. That's a good segue to the next thing.
I would like to say though, it really does depend on the hero and depends on the story. Justice League would not have as much impact if we did not have some of those dark moments. Remember the one with the it was like House of Cards, no, Royal Flush Gang
Yes.
from Justice League Unlimited.
God, that's such a sad story.
And that is why I love Batman, because of that one episode.
You think that's crazy? You think that's crazy? Talk about the fact that it was a flashback of Waller talking to Terry McGinnis, and then afterwards
Which
she's
was-
like, she's saying, "Yeah, you may share some of his genetics, but you didn't get his strength, and you didn't get his brain, but you got the most important part. You got his heart." And I'm like, "Fuck! Stop making me cry!" All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fucking
speaking
mad
of
at Waller.
Gets me every
needing
time.
brevity and humor, let's move on to She-Hulk. First off,
Oh,
this trailer
I'm
was
so
much
excited.
better than the first one.
agreed.
Actually,
I
have not seen the
also
first one,
I
so-
also liked that there was some fourth wall breaking going on here.
Yes. And that's
And-
actually one of She-Hulk's powers in the comics.
And
I
then
didn't know that until I looked in the in the
And-
comment section of the video.
And in case you missed it, at the end, yes, that was Daredevil.
yes.
Of course it was.
No,
Awesome.
when I saw that, I had to go back and play it at like 0.5 speed. And I'm like, wait a second, Daredevil?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh.
they've already confirmed that he's gonna be there and he's back.
To be fair, like she's an attorney at law, so it's like it
I was
makes
gonna like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
you're
gonna-
kind of
You're
in the
gonna
same
run
field.
into Matt Murdock, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I still need
That's
to
the
see
one
the
thing.
third Spider-Man movie.
I love.
What?
Goddamn, bro.
Because too much shit keeps happening to me when good movies come out.
That is one thing. I wanted to see shit, what was the last one that came out?
No Way Home. I
Yeah.
saw
Yes.
that actually.
No, I saw that
didn't
in
see it
theaters. It was great.
because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
finals, but my university was holding a screening of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to this.
All
And
right.
I was the one who started up the cheers when certain people came into the movie.
I mean,
What's on Disney Plus?
it's been out for a while. I think we can talk about it. It's already
Yeah.
been spoiled.
I mean,
enough.
I
When
already know a
Toby
good
and
amount
Andrew
of the
came to the screen,
spoilers.
I started those
Yeah.
cheers.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Uh,
That's the main reason I want to see it. Is just because it has those two. Like,
Not
I'm
just
getting
that,
a little
Willem
burnt out on a
Dafoe
lot of Marvel.
steals
but-
every
Right,
goddamn
multiverse,
scene he is
right.
in as the Goblin.
you're getting
slash
burnt out
Norman.
on Marvel, lol, as they just
I know.
dropped like the
I was
craziest,
gonna
most
say,
epic
I was
shit.
like, you better not be getting burnt out. There's way more coming.
Cannot wait to see Kang showing up. Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Have you been watching the Disney Plus shows?
Yes.
I have not
Then,
seen
yeah,
Moon
then you
Knight.
know. Then you know.
Yeah. No. We saw He Who Remains. We haven't technically seen Kang.
Have not seen
Not-
the
we
Disney
haven't-
Plus
we haven't
shows
seen-
because
we
when
haven't
I
seen
usually watch stuff
Conquerors.
on streaming, it's with the family.
Apparently,
And I'm the only one in the family who likes superhero stuff on a regular basis. My dad is just like, okay, sometimes I'll see a superhero movie with you. Like, he saw Spider-Man Homecoming with me in theaters and a couple friends, and that was nice.
I've always been
Okay.
big into comics.
apparently one of the clips that they showed for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium was a clip with Kang where Scott says, "I'm an Avenger," and Kang says, "I'm a conqueror." Wait, you're an Avenger? Have I killed you before? And I'm just like, damn! That is Kang the Conqueror. He Who Remains is a little bit different. But if you have not seen Loki, or at least the final episode of Loki, Jesus Christ. Because Kang shows up and Jonathan, what is it? Is it Jonathan Majors, I think is the actor's name? He absolutely kills it. Pun very much intended. He is amazing as that character.
Kang's the guy who writes the universe, right?
Huh?
Kang is the guy who's writing the
You're
universe?
thinking of the
No.
Watcher.
No, the Watcher tells stories.
No, the Watcher watches. That's the point.
Yeah, well.
Kang is a
Kang
conqueror,
doesn't-
but
Kang
He
doesn't-
Who Remains is
He's the
the
one
guy
that
who
can-
like.
He Who Remains is the one that was controlling the timeline, and yes, that's a
Okay.
variant of Kang.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I was getting a little confused.
Which here's where it all comes down. All right. 31st century descendant of Reed Richards. So Kang the Conqueror is a descendant of Mr. Fantastic, aka the smartest man alive.
Right.
But apparently not in that universe. Just multiverse of madness stuff. Anyway,
I was gonna say he shouldn't have said shit.
So going back to She-Hulk, that was actually a really fun. I loved seeing like the interaction. I loved getting the comedy and the levity. Going back to the levity, it literally starts out with him blowing an air horn in her ear.
Yeah,
and like he's just are you feeling an extra amount of rage? No, it's a normal amount of rage. Like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's so good.
The one thing that I've always enjoyed about She-Hulk is just the aspect of it.
When I heard that She-Hulk was coming out as a series and who was playing She-Hulk, I was just like, I have faith in this show because Tatiana Maslany, for those of you who have not seen Orphan Black, she is a phenomenal actress. Definitely check out Orphan Black when you have a chance because she plays like 7 different versions of herself. And each of them is different.
So this is a kind of a different take for the MCU. It's a different tone for this series.
It is, but like the whole law aspect of it, like I love that shit.
As much as they're talking
about like cake.
As they're talking about this is the multiverse saga, I'm like, nah, bro. This is the effing Wong saga. Because Wong
Wong
is in
literally
fucking
finds his way to
everything.
insert himself
That
into
actor-
everything.
Wong, you're
He's
invited to my
getting
wedding.
paid.
Funny enough, his name is Benedict Wong.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah,
The actor
he
is Benedict Wong. Yeah.
He was in Multiverse of Madness. He was in Spider-Man. He was in.
Well, he's a
Frickin'
Doctor
a couple
Strange
episodes.
character, so yeah.
He's been in a couple of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Miss
Shang-Chi.
Marvel? That
Doctor
recently
Strange.
wrapped up.
What's happening with what's that guy's name? Oh, I forgot his name.
Neil Blonsky?
Who?
Abomination.
Abomination.
No, from Doctor Strange. He's a villain from the Doctor Strange comics. He was in the Doctor Strange movie,
Mordo.
and they
Yeah,
Mordo.
Mordo.
What's going on with him?
Well,
They
I'm
did
not
have
100%.
plans to use him
I'm
for
not
something,
100%
but I think
sure
they
because the
scrapped it.
scene was cut. The scene was
Yeah,
cut, but
exactly.
in the actual beginning of Multiverse of Madness, Scarlet Witch just killed him.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's an alternate.
fuck.
Yeah, there's an alternate take where
No.
where she just fucking kills him.
I don't like that because I recognized him from
but that
Firefly, and I
was-
was like, that guy.
But that was deleted, so he might still be around.
I hope so.
However,
Yeah.
in the alternate universe, he definitely
he might still be alive.
He definitely got stranded, but he ain't dead. So there's that. So yeah, he's still in there. You will see the actor. Any other thoughts on the She-Hulk stuff?
This is just me coming from my little bits of reading comic background. For some reason, I thought that Emil Blonsky couldn't transform backwards and forwards like the Hulk can. Abomination can't do that. That's what I thought.
I
don't know.
Well, I mean, in the comics, it's sort of like
Well, the thing is, in the
That-
MCU, they take a lot of liberties. The characters aren't
Oh, yeah,
100%
it's way
like they are
different.
in the comics either.
oh yeah,
And
this is
also, they did
definitely
have him in a
Kevin
special
Feige's
kind of
version of
cage.
616.
That might have something to do with it.
That is true too. Hopefully, the actor playing Emil will get to have a lot more free reign with his role because he was just in the Incredible Hulk. He was kind of a lackluster villain, and in Shang-Chi, he's just a cage fighter.
Movie.
It's cool to see him. Not gonna lie, it's
He
just
definitely looks more comic accurate now.
Where
Yeah.
are we
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
get Red
We got
Hulk and Blue
Pistons.
Hulk? That's what I want.
it would be amazing
it
to get Red
looks
Hulk,
like-
but they would need to get a new actor.
We're gonna see Red
he-
Hulk soon for sure.
Also, in other news that was released before Comic-Con, it seems that trying to remember the actor's name. The Mark Ruffalo has his contract with Marvel has been extended, so he's going to be in more projects after She-Hulk. Looks like Bruce is going to be around for a bit. Don't
Cool.
know specifically what all he's doing, but yeah, there's a lot. All right. As much as
I'm kind
there
of
was a
glad
lot
they're
more I
not trying
wanted
to
to
remake
say.
those movies.
There's a lot more I wanted to say, but there's so much that we have to cover
Oh,
that
I mean,
I'm
we
kind
only
of
got
like,
one more topic after this.
No, we don't.
Oh God, what else is there? It's not in the chat.
We have the next trailer. Then we talk about Phase 5 and 6 because that got announced.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, and then
Big
after that,
wars,
and
here
then
we
after
come.
that, we talk about the Dragon Ball fan film. Because I wanted to
Oh,
finish
that-
off
that
on the
was
Dragon
great.
Ball fan film.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
forgot about that.
So, if She-Hulk made you laugh until you cried, Marvel Studios' Black Panther: Wakanda Forever just made you cry. I was good for a while. Until Angela Bassett said that line
Yeah.
and the intensity of that line, and I was like, fuck. And
Such a-
I've watched reactions to that trailer,
such a
and
good act.
I was like, I can hold it together, and after like 5 reactions, just every time that line came out, bawling like a little bitch. This is the exact version of a teaser, because I know barely anything after watching that as to what the fuck is
Yeah,
gonna
no
happen.
kidding.
No idea what is happening outside of the fact that Namor is going to flood Wakanda like he did in the comics.
I was gonna say, yeah, Namor is gonna be in it. I wonder if he's gonna have the little wings on him.
Well, the baby that was being born under the water, so many people thought, oh, that's T'Challa's kid. Nope, had wings on the feet. That is baby
That's
Namor.
Wings on the feet.
And Marvel's first mutant, I think.
Technically,
Not the MCU's, because they have officially, if you have not seen Miss Marvel, at the end of Miss Marvel, they're retconning the continuity. Just keep in mind that the reason they went so hard in Inhumans in the Marvel comics, the reason why they went so hard with Inhumans was because X-Men was doing really well for Fox, and the guy in charge of Marvel was like, we want our stuff to sell, so they tried pushing the Inhumans, but originally they wanted Kamala Khan to be a mutant and not an Inhuman, and so in the MCU Miss Marvel show, they said the word at the end. They were he was talking about her genetics, and there was something different about it. He said like a mutation, and then you heard the X-Men 97 theme song Sting come on. Yep. So they have retconned that. At least in the MCU, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is not an Inhuman. She's a mutant.
Cool.
So Namor is not our first mutant in the MCU. Miss Marvel kind of beat her to it.
Humans, I don't even remember if I finished Agents of Shield
It's funny because
a while ago. Too.
Funny because one of the Inhumans is in Multiverse of Madness.
was
Awesome.
Blackagar Boltagon. Hey, guy, hey there.
What mouth?
No, he hasn't seen. Don't spoil.
it's a great scene.
Black Bolt.
The start of that scene is really
The
cool.
the guy that can't talk or he'll destroy shit with his voice.
When
He's
they
remember.
introduce everybody,
he's
I
the
love
king
that
of the
part.
Inhumans. Yeah. All right. But back to Wakanda Forever. Probably the most artsy trailer I have ever seen from Marvel. Like
It is very artsy.
it like literally it is emotional from start to finish. It is an emotional watch. And I mean a lot of that has to do with Chadwick Boseman, but there's also a lot going on in here that that is covering. Riri Williams, Ironheart is being introduced in this. So she's the one that's taking over the role of Iron Man in a way, or taking up the mantle of Iron Man as we continue. Notice, guys, we're getting Ant-Man Quantumanium. We're getting Scott Lang's daughter, and we've just got the we just finished the Hawkeye series where his protege has now been introduced. We're getting Riri Williams. We've got Peter Parker. Honestly, I have to agree. I think we're building towards a Young Avengers saga, because we're definitely more and more of the Young Avengers are being introduced, and I'm like, oh shit.
Are we gonna get Squirrel Girl? I want Squirrel Girl. Give me Squirrel power.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that.
They got to use it right.
They've already used Thanos, so shit. I mean,
well, shit.
Because in the comics, Squirrel Girl fucked Thanos up.
Yeah, she beats everyone with her mystical squirrel power, always off screen. Always.
I love that.
It's great.
that was probably one of the best lines that they used in the rap battle with Thanos, is you got your nuts handed to you by a squirrel girl. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yep.
See, I worry for a Young Avengers project because Kevin Feige said that his dream project is Secret Wars.
And they're doing that. They are doing that. Okay, so
Which
on the
makes
subject
me
of
think that after Secret Wars, things could start getting less.
Stop. We're jumping into phase 5 before we finish with Wakanda Forever. Let's finish with Wakanda. We have
I'm worried about phase 5.
No,
I'm worried.
Stop worrying. Get back to Wakanda Forever.
I just want more Spider-Man.
I know, Spooder-Man. We will get it. You know what's gonna happen. Anyway,
Should I watch the Venom movies? Are those good?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're not they're not Morbius, so it's safe.
I was gonna
I'm-
say you could probably skip Morbius. I'm not gonna because I need
The only
to
good
know.
thing
I
that
never
came out
saw
of
it.
I need to know
Morbius,
what
as far as I
happens.
know, is Morbin time, and that's it. And that's
No,
not even in
that's
the movie.
not even
It
said.
wasn't even in the
That's not
movie!
even in the movie.
I know, but it's the meme.
Yeah.
It's Morbin time.
You know what Morbin time actually means?
Time to morb?
It's morphing time.
I know
no,
that.
it means when you say it's Morbin time, it means you're gonna go illegally download the movie. That's
Eh,
what it means.
I will not be doing
I'm
that.
not. I'm
That's a
not.
waste of
I'm
my
not an
time.
advocate for piracy. But if you were going to pirate a movie,
Wait till it's on DVD first.
I mean-
Morbius would be the one. Yeah.
Not worth
All right. That having been said, let's get back to Wakanda Forever. When you guys watched it, what were your thoughts? What were your impressions?
I'm
What was?
trying to hold back tears.
Yeah, I understand.
Because the entire
I'm-
trailer was essentially made as a tribute to the late great Chadwick Boseman, and it was done so well.
Mhm.
And
It
it
was
also
really
did
well.
make me think who's going to take up the mantle of Black Panther, but I was more focused on the sadness of Chadwick Boseman passing, and it's going to look really weird when I do this, but Wakanda Forever.
I mean, it is the name of the movie.
It is.
So.
Yeah. It's really, really well done trailer, Marvel, and supposedly
And you're right.
at Comic-Con when the trailer premiered, it made the cast cry.
And you're not wrong. It was really weird to see a colonizer do Wakanda Forever.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Don't scare me like that, colonizer. I was happy to see his character is back.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good. All right.
Yeah. His character is awesome.
So Moon, what were your impressions?
I really enjoyed it, and you can definitely feel the weight of Chadwick Boseman and his character's just not there. They put all the weight of that in this trailer through just the music, all of the shots.
I mean, they were showing.
everyone
They
looked
were
sad, but it's
literally
like-
showing a funeral scene
Mhm.
in there. And for those that did not get a chance to actually see the panel, before they even introduced anything, or had any of the cast or crew on stage, literally they had the vocalist that did the African tribal kind of music in there, and the drummer and stuff from the soundtrack for the first Black Panther. They showed up along with a group, a huge group of people that literally did the African soundtrack. I'm trying to be careful with my words because I don't necessarily know how I'm supposed to say, like, what words I'm supposed to use for this. But basically, the tribal stuff from the soundtrack, they had that crew show up, had a whole crew of them on stage, and that's how they kind of introduced Wakanda Forever in a way. And it was the final thing that they showed. It was the absolute final thing. But yeah, so yeah, no joke. Perfect musical choices, gotta say.
Mhm.
Yeah. But that's, I mean, honestly, Ryan Coogler kills it with the musical choices, the direct, like, man, that's crazy. All right, Doger, what were your thoughts?
I thought that it was also quite emotional. I just can't, like, I think about the headspace of, like, the cast and crew of the movies and what they must be going through and what this movie means to them. And like, this is more than just like a simple comic book movie at this point, because of everything that has happened. It's got such a bigger, like, place than the other movies do.
Gotcha.
I'm excited to see Namor and exploring the ocean, because
I'm
they
curious-
have not touched on that at
I'm
all.
curious how they're gonna portray this version of Namor, because in the comics, dude's just a dick.
He's always a dick.
I hate Namor in the comics.
Oh yeah, Aquaman all the way.
100%. Yes, Skinny Dude. I have seen the I Am Groot trailer. Meh.
I Am Groot
Pass.
trailer was cute.
I am not.
Okay.
Pass.
I have
Is
not
it?
seen
Is it a show? Is it just a
It's a
teaser?
show,
It's a
just
show.
a bunch
It's a-
of short vignettes
Yeah,
about Baby
Oh.
Groot.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'll watch
It's
it.
like no, I don't care.
I must
Uh,
consume all Marvel content.
You
I'm
do
more
that.
interested. I'm more interested in Guardians 3 and where that story is going than I am about the I Am Groot stuff.
I need to
So,
play the game that came out.
Same. All right. So, that's a good segue. They also talked a bit about. They announced that Wakanda Forever is the end of Phase 4, and then they announced Phase 5 stuff. So. Yeah, it was crazy. All the stuff that they're showing for Phase 5. It's going to start off with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium. So literally it's going to start with Kang.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a big part of it. And then right after Kang, we get Secret Wars. So we've literally got all this Kang multiversal shit and then the Secret Wars stuff on top of it. So for those of you like, oh, after the Infinity Saga, it's all downhill. It's like, bitch, they're setting up the Celestial shit. The big stuff, and then at the same time they're setting up the multiverse and they're setting up Secret Wars. Shit is going down. They've got a lot of stuff coming up. They announced their big lineup, and then to make things even crazier, they were like, you want to see what a couple of things we got set up for Phase 6? And so Phase 6, they officially announced in Phase 6, we will be getting Fantastic Four.
Hopefully they won't fuck it up.
Yep.
You know what? In Feige, I trust.
Yeah, he's.
I've got Feige's track record pretty good, and I can see him doing it pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully
the
with
casting...
him, it will be good. But we've gotten 3 Fantastic Four movies so far, and all of them have been. I mean,
I
the
like
2000s Fantastic Four was okay, but
That's
you
because-
also can't deny the 2015 one just sucked.
That's because they. All right. First off, can we go ahead and say that it's kind of weird how the Human Torch does better in the MCU?
Yeah.
Wait, so does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, both versions of Human Torch.
Yeah. Because one went on to be
the
Captain
first version
America,
was Cap,
and then
and
the second version.
was Killmonger.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
There's also speculation that the gold suited Black Panther in the teaser is not actually Shuri. Some are saying that they brought back Killmonger because there is resurrection stuff that is capable in the MCU now. So
That
Killmonger
is
could have been
true,
brought back.
Yeah.
If so, that'd be great. I'd love to have. I think Michael B. Jordan would be one of the few people that could probably stand in Chadwick's shoes.
Mm.
He could.
They'd have to do it really right if they're gonna pull it off. But
Yeah, they have to
yeah.
redeem
Rather than
his
just
character.
bring back a character.
right.
They
All right.
got to bring him back, have a character, or have him be redeemed in the eyes of like
The other thing,
Everyone.
okay,
Around
so
audience.
the other things that got announced in season 5, What If season 2, guys, if you haven't seen What If, oh my god,
Man, they announced
it's so
season
good.
3 also.
The What If season 2, Marvel Zombies. So Zombies is getting its own show, and Loki season 2. And honestly, I'm sorry to say this. There's a lot of people that will disagree, but as for my personal opinion, Loki was probably the best of all the Marvel TV shows so far.
Mm.
Like,
I really like
That's
this.
just because Tom Hiddleston and I can't remember his name. All I remember is Owen Wilson.
Owen
Oh,
Wilson. Owen Wilson
Those
can act
two
as
Casting
are
was
just
the
Please,
casting was
in
phenomenal.
season 2, and let the man have a jet ski.
Please, for the love of God,
Give the man a jet ski.
give him a jet ski. Fuck.
I just love Owen Wilson showing up to save Loki in a pizza car.
Yeah.
This is great.
No,
Oh,
I don't know
also
how
wrote-
awkward it was for Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson to be together because Tom Hiddleston does an amazing Owen
Yes, he
Wilson
does.
impression.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I mean, Tom Hiddleston can do some really good impressions just in general. That having been said, they announced that. And of course, in Phase 6, they also announced we're getting 2 in the same year. 2 Avengers movies. Avengers? Oh my god. Okay, so one was Avengers Secret Wars, and the other is about Kang. I think the first one's about Kang. Oh dear God. Jesus. I have to look it up because oh god. Avengers Secret Wars, yeah. And why aren't they showing the other? Oh, the Kang Dynasty. That was what it was called. Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and then Avengers Secret Wars. And this is all within the same year, so it's like half a year from one another. So, holy crap. So, if you're like, oh, we're not getting any more Avengers movies, yes, you are. You are. Phase 5 is also ending with Thunderbolts, which is essentially the Dark Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been setting that up this whole time as well.
And that might have the Red Hulk in it.
Yeah, that might have Red Hulk.
Cool.
Because what we have gotten so far, we've gotten Scarlet Witch's sister, Yelena. Every time I think of her, all I can think of is Kate Bishop. Like, I love the dynamic between her and Kate in Hawkeye. It was so good. But we're getting that. Oh, another amazing thing that was announced. 18 episodes that we're getting of this. Daredevil. The Daredevil series. And officially confirmed that in the Daredevil series, we will be getting Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes.
Vincent
D'Onofrio is Kingpin.
He did not die. He did not die in Hawkeye. Yes, there was a gunshot. No, it did not kill Kingpin, please.
I will say with Kingpin,
This man is 100 pounds of muscle.
Kill Kingpin.
every time I see him, I just keep seeing Private Pile.
Like, I want to see Kingpin. And
He'll make that
No,
amazing.
every time I
Just
see
be like-
him, I always think of Edgar from Men in Black.
Man, I'm
What?
old. Man, I'm old. I think of, every time I see Vincent D'Onofrio, I think of Thor.
The original Thor, I assume.
Mm.
Wait, did he play Thor?
He played Adventures in Babysitting. I think it was. Do you get?
Because I know that Paul Lynde was Loki. The only reason I know of Paul Lynde was back when I was in back when I was still doing theater.
Yeah, that's
played...
him. Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio plays Thor in Adventures of Babysitting, or he plays a mechanic that a girl thinks is Thor and treats like Thor. And yeah, if you have not seen it, from Adventures in Babysitting, 1987.
Heard of it, never seen it.
Yeah, it's great. All right, that having been said,
again. Okay.
That having been said, yeah, that happened. So yeah, we're getting Daredevil. Woo! We're getting Thunderbolts. Of course, Quantumanium. We're getting Blade, because that was officially announced.
And we're at least gonna do really well as Blade.
Guys, here's the other thing. This is just a lineup over the next, like, 1 to 2 years. This is like 2023. This is 2023, beginning of 2023, because Ant-Man's dropping in February. And then it's carrying all the way to partway to 2024, and then Phase 6 takes over and it goes all the way to 2025. So long as we don't have any more, crazy interruptions, world-shattering events. But, hey.
You know how the world is.
Yeah, that's likely to happen.
Yeah. Murphy's Law,
Fucking True. Murphy. How dare you,
Damn
Murphy.
good TV series, Milo Murphy's Law.
All I can think of is RoboCop. Murphy, yeah. And then, oh God, we have 2 things to talk about, because we skipped over that and I forgot to talk about it. Oops. So, Who wants to take a break from all the Marvel stuff and talk about something else?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
we didn't talk about that.
So, before I watched this trailer, because I saw that it had come out, I was like, please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck. Because we've only gotten it one other time, and it wasn't that great.
Even Jeremy Irons couldn't save that.
Could not. Yeah, that was dumpster fire. But Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Here's my favorite thing that I've got to say right off the bat. I loved watching people react to this because you could tell who knew something about D&D and who didn't. Everybody that said that they weren't impressed or was mid was expecting like Game of Thrones shit, and they were pissed in the beginning when the dragon didn't breathe fire, and I'm like, motherfucker, that's a black dragon. They spew acid. They did it right. Also, just want to go ahead and say that the creatures in this are on point.
Yes.
Like the mimic. I loved seeing that.
Owl bears.
That too.
Fucking owl bears. Got it. I like the cast. I honestly like the cast.
Yeah, cast looks great.
Even though I am saying that it feels a little bit like Michelle Rodriguez is being typecast. But yes, I could absolutely see her playing. And what's really funny is like the only two people who hadn't played D&D at that point were Chris Pine and, I mean, no surprise here, Hugh Grant. Like, I'm not surprised that Hugh Grant hadn't played. But what happened was when Chris got offered the role, he was like, okay, the director sent him like this package with all this D&D stuff, and he sat down with his family and played because his nephew plays. And so he started playing, and then he was like, dude, any person from any type of walk of life, because he had that, you know, that mindset that a lot of people who don't play D&D have about D&D. He had that mindset, and then he sat down and played, and he was like, dude, this is amazing because you're just having fun. And the biggest criticism that most non-D&D players most non-D&D people had was they were expecting it to be serious, and they're like, oh my God, it's way too silly and everything. And I'm like, dude, that's an actual, have you played D&D? Like, it gets that crazy.
It gets very crazy.
I haven't played D&D, but I've seen like Legend of Vox Machina, and I've seen Critical Role.
Yeah.
And based on, I mean, yes, I know some of the actors are kind of chaotic, Matt Mercer, but it's still, does get kind of crazy, and I love it.
But no, that's literally how those things go. It gets off the walls, you know?
Absolutely.
This is how I refer to those type of people. I don't call them non-D&D players. I call them the Stranger Things crowd, because that's their biggest association with D&D is Stranger Things. And they're like, why isn't this as serious as that? And I'm like, because that's just not how D&D is. Like D&D is a lot more lighthearted than I think people give it credit for. But as worried as I am about this series, I really like the trailer. I think they did a really good job. And now I'm going to turn the floor over to Moon. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, and then we'll go through everybody else. I'm just trying to do it one at a time so we don't talk over each other.
Yeah. I have played a decent amount of D&D. I have been a part of, I think, 4 or 5 campaigns by now. And I've had some zany characters. I've had some more serious characters. It is always fun. And it can always, no matter how serious the campaign, take a hard left, and you're sitting there wondering, when did my party become a fucking circus? And so it's like, anyone who's expecting a D&D movie to be 100% serious, stop. Just stop. I don't care who you are.
Anyone that's expecting a D&D movie to be serious is clearly never DM'd. If you have DM'd a session, and not thought this phrase, rocks fall, everyone dies, then you clearly have not been playing with a decent group of D&D players. Like, the roleplay can go off the rails. But yeah, most of the cast had actually played, and that's not overly surprising. I knew that Michelle Rodriguez played. She's like, you can't grow up in Jersey and not play D&D. And I'm like,
for sure.
See. But Justice Smith, not surprised.
I I'm kind of rewatching the trailer just so I can see like what spells were used, what artifacts I can remember, and what class or multi-class is everyone.
I love that
based
Chris Pine
on-
is the bard.
Yeah, I was fixing to say that. He plays the lute, and I'm like, oh, he's got to be a bard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I make plans.
And then Owlbear Chick's obviously the druid because
Yeah.
Owlbear.
I love that she plane shifted. That was
Yes.
beautiful. What an interesting way to show plane shift. Because like you play and like this is how it plays out in your imagination. You're not limited by anything, but like you can't actually see it. But like actually seeing how they brought some of these to life. It's interesting to see because and here's how I'll do it. Here's how I'm viewing it, and you can accept that as possibly your point of view as well, if you want to share it or not. You don't have to go with my point of view, but the way that I look at it is this is an interpretation. It's not law, the way that you've had it in your head, how you feel that the spell should go off in your head, or how you've had it described to you by your DM, how it played out. That is how it played out for you. This is how it played out for them. This is basically, yes, it's a movie, but just think of it like this. It's just another session. It's just another session. 100%. So here's my question for everybody here. The guy that directed the movie, yes or no? This is all I want from you. Since he's directing a Dungeons and Dragons movie and he's in control of every aspect of what goes into the film, does that make him a DM? Yes or no?
100% yes.
Technically, is he a dungeon master?
He's Dungeon
No.
Master
I
Supreme
say-
at this point.
I say yes because he's in control of everything.
There's a difference between being a DM and a writer, and it has come up in my recent D&D games, and it is very different.
Well, yes, but I'm not talking about the writer. I'm talking about the director. That's did
the director look at the actors and be like, "What would you do in this situation?" Okay,
I
let's
hope
do that
so.
instead. 'Cause
no,
if he
not
does that
necessarily.
shit-
Not necessarily. But yes. No, the way I look at it is he's the DM because he's kind of the overlord of everything. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's it's like, if at some point in time somebody pisses him off, don't think there isn't a cut where it's rocks fall, everyone dies.
So, if the movie's good, I want some homebrew rules to make whoever the director was just a deity, a homebrew deity.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
That would be amazing.
All right. Char, what were your thoughts on this trailer now that you've had a chance to look at it?
When I was watching it, I was just thinking, oh god, please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck. But as I was watching it, I grew to like him more and more, and I like that the movie didn't take itself too seriously.
I think that was a
Because-
big failing of the first one, is that they tried to make it a little too serious.
Yeah, no, you just can't.
Yeah, and I figure Chris Pine is going to be a bard type character because A, Chris Pine can sing really well. For evidence, watch Into the Woods. If you are a fan of
happen
Stephen
in
Sondheim.
the woods.
Yeah.
Agony.
No,
Yes.
okay. We'll be there forever if we start. Let's not.
Sorry. Anyway, I feel like all of the
Theater.
characters
I'm a theater.
are really well portrayed. They seem like they're a little hard to root for at first, but that's what makes it so interesting to root for because they're thieves. They're a ragtag group of people, not just like, I must
to
save
D&D.
the princess. This is my
Right.
destiny. Just like, now we're banding together to steal this thing and actually like try to repair the world while we're at it.
The
You
only
have not
thing
played
that
Dungeons and
Bunfield-
Dragons unless you've gone 0 to murder hobo in just 2 sessions.
I've
Also-
not
they-
played
also,
D&D, period.
Let's just face it. It's not an accurate portrayal unless Chris Pine is seducing somebody. At least
I
one.
The
really-
dragon. He needs to seduce a dragon.
Really want-
Yes!
Funny!
Oh yeah,
Which
that's
is
gotta
why,
happen.
I thought it was amazing with him at the lute at the end and the little hop, and I was like,
Yes.
that is literally him trying to seduce something.
Also,
Oh,
I
he
really
has to
want
be.
them to like adopt a goblin.
I
Just-
rolled to seduce the mimic.
Just have like a
Rolling hat
goblin.
one.
No, I
You gently
forget.
pet
I
the
forget.
mimic. It
I
is
forget
uncomfortable.
what DM told me about that. But there is one where one successfully seduced a mimic, and it became a friend of the party. And so they literally could just, anytime they got into a fight, they literally unleashed the mimic.
There was a game I played where one of the players got a mimic sword. He had to
Oh.
feed it so it didn't try to eat him,
Good
but he had a
lord.
mimic
I've heard-
sword.
Good
And it did acid
lord.
damage too.
I've heard about things
Shit.
like
That's crazy. Okay, Doger, what were your thoughts on the trailer?
that. Thought it was really cool. I wish there was more like funny races instead of everybody just being a human or an elf.
Well,
I mean, they
there's
are
a
kind of
human-
making it for a more mainstream audience as well. So
Yes, yeah. But I want to see like a little goblin fucker come out of nowhere.
I want to see some fucking orcs, bruh. Well, all right, here's the
orcs
other
and
thing.
goblins.
Well, here's the other thing. The quote-unquote druid character is a
Maybe a
tiefling.
bugbear.
Yeah, because the horns.
Yeah,
Right.
so we did
right.
get a tiefling, which is not exactly mainstream.
I want somebody to be like bring physics into the situation. Be like, can I build a bomb?
Oh, you want an artificer. Gotcha.
So there is an elf. I've got a screenshot pulled up. There is an elf, and it looks like one chick she could be a half orc.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Lastly, Schrodinger's DM. God damn it. All right. We're not going down that rabbit hole, I swear to God. All right,
Hey,
so
well,
last question.
Before we move on, I
We're
just
not
want to
moving
say
on.
there's
I still have a question.
okay. Can I say what I was gonna say?
See it!
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's this one scene where they're all watching this one dude fight. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a joke because he's either a monk or a fighter and controls the action economy.
Also, gelatinous cube. Just wanted
Yes,
to
I
throw
saw that
in.
too.
Yeah. All right. So really, really quickly, our last question based on this. Do you think this is a good thing that we're getting another Dungeons and Dragons movie? Is this a good thing for nerd culture? Yay or nay? Char, I'm gonna go with you first.
If they can do it right, I think it's a good thing. And
Okay.
who knows? Maybe they might get some more D&D based fans to be in the sequel. Like getting Matt Mercer in there at some point would be cool.
If there's not a Matt Mercer cameo, I will be very sad. All right.
Yes.
Next up, Moon.
So I think it could be good, but I also think that there could be some issues with some people, just trying to jump into Dungeons and Dragons after seeing the movie and being like, this is so boring because they're not putting enough imagination into it. They're not putting enough effort into writing their own stories. They're trying to just go straight out of a book without, doing anything to it to make it easier on themselves.
Once again,
No
that's why
kidding.
actors make the best D&D players.
Also true.
Best imaginations.
mean-
Just saying.
It helps. It helps.
It does.
Definitely.
Doger.
I think it could be good. I also think it could end up putting like D&D in this weird mainstream place that might bring ridicule.
Well,
it's hard to
Stranger
say.
Things has already done that.
So in
Yeah.
summation, so in conclusion, Your Honor, that is a firm confirmation of a definite maybe.
It's gotta be a good movie. If it's a bad movie, then
All right.
people are gonna hate on D&D.
Let's go from one niche aspect of nerdy to another niche aspect of nerdy. So Legend, a Dragon Ball tale, was released recently. We've all seen it now. I kind of like this art style because it's less deep. First off, I think they did it as a less DBZ-esque way so that they wouldn't get in trouble with Toei. But also, I like this because it feels more Journey to the West.
Feels a bit more like Studio Trigger with its animation style. I
And
feel like.
all right, so
bit.
off the bat, my favorite thing about this is the amount of respect they put on Vegeta.
Hmm.
Give that man his damn
So
props.
good.
He fucking cut Broly's hand off.
Yeah.
Also,
With his key sword!
also,
Like, I didn't know that
literally
was
a
a
Super
technique!
Saiyan sword. Also, look at that. When his planet doesn't get blown up and his father is still alive, look at what a well-rounded person he is. Also, just want to quickly point out that as they were showing Vegeta in the beginning, the two guards were Nappa and Raditz. Yeah. All right. And it's one of those blink and you'll miss it kind of moments, but they actually drew Chris Sabat in his little hat that I'm wearing. The same hat that I have. Yeah. So yeah, everybody was talking about Akuma. Oh my God, that's Akuma. And I'm just sitting there like, is that motherfucking Sabat?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Holy shit. Yeah, I love the fact that that Son Goku actually felt more Journey to the West in this, like, because that's where the whole Son Goku thing comes from. It was Dragon Ball Z was a reinterpretation a bit, or at least Dragon Ball was a reinterpretation of Goku from Journey to the West, the monkey.
Yeah, only with aliens.
Only with aliens.
No way.
Now,
I'm an idiot.
That having been said, we're going to start with Char, and you guys can comment with each other. I have to step away and use the restroom real quick, but go ahead, let the people know what you thought about this. There are going to be lots of thoughts and opinions and all sorts of other stuff going around, so let's dive into a short deconstruction of this show. Go for it, Char!
All right. One thing I will say about that part is I thought that Chi-Chi did seem a lot less useless in this.
Up until she got her arm broken.
Yep, that's true. Broly, I liked how he was a mix of Dragon Ball Super Broly and Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Like, that was an interesting mix, and I didn't think it was as annoying for him to say Kakarot over and over and over again.
Kakarot!
Yeah. But at the very end, how that changed to Vegeta, that was great. I loved that.
Although, the question is, so Broly became the legendary Super Saiyan because Kakarot kept crying.
How did he become the legendary Super Saiyan this time?
And how did Kakarot get to Earth if he didn't have to get sent home because Frieza did not blow up the planet Vegeta?
You make really good points.
Like, these are questions that can be answered, but it's going to be a thing of, like, if they expand on this, where will it go?
Then we really should get the answers to that.
Yes. Would love answers to these questions. And then also, why did Vegeta know he needed to come and save Kakarot from Broly?
That's true. And how did he know that Goku was the savior of the universe?
Getting on
to the whole new primal light thing.
That was a cool ass transformation. I loved that take on Super Saiyan.
Getting on to the topic that you started off when I walked away, the voicing. I swear to God, it sounded like Sean Schemmel was playing Goku.
Did
like the voice matching was on point. Chi-Chi sounded like Chi-Chi. Goku sounded like Goku. I mean, yeah, Vegeta sounded a bit different, but I actually was able to accept that. And again, a little bit of homage. They used the Japanese soundtrack from Dragon Ball, and then they used the Super Saiyan 3 transformation theme from the dub, the early dub, when they had a different soundtrack for Dragon Ball Z with Funimation back in the day. I forget the guy's name, but it's Bruce Faulkner. It's the Faulkner soundtrack. But they used his Super Saiyan 3 theme when he went when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time. And I mean, the homages for certain things, like when Goku started first going Super Saiyan, it definitely had that Namek Super Saiyan vibe.
Because it happened due to rage.
Well, it wasn't just that, but he was in a similar kind of pose and everything.
His eyes go wide, his arms go down, and he's just heaving.
So, can I get a meat lovers? 2 pizzas with stuffed crusts.
Stuffed crust, King Kai. You can eat it in reverse.
Oh man.
No, I think the voice that's not female, but I can do.
Neither can I.
I feel like the the voice I can do best that's not female from DBZA is probably. Let's answer your question with another question. Want to see me drink this guy?
Want to see me drink this guy? Remember when I drank that guy? Remember when I drank that guy? That was fucking
That
weird.
was fucking weird.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Tell him about
How can you do that in my brain?
Oh, good lord, it's everywhere.
Tell him about the time I took on a whole battle ball team at the same time.
Wait, is he kidding?
Oh man. Anyway, going back to the fan film. If you really want to know what abridgers do, we end up quoting other abridged series most of the time. That's honest.
A lot.
We're basically you, but like 5 times worse.
Oh, great.
No, there's
It's like House of the Dead, only 100 times more awesome.
Richie,
Yeah.
there is a service that's supposed to help people with finance, and it's called Dave. And every single time I see it, I'm just like, don't be a Dave, Dave.
Don't be a Dave. Bitch, don't steal my lines. All right.
No, I am thinking about getting one of the
Shut
shirts
up.
for when I go to AWA with you guys. I'm
Nice.
thinking either don't
Moon?
be a Dave, or fuck EA, I run this bitch.
Fuck EA. Fuck EA. I run this bitch. All right. Anyway, Moon, continue on with what you were saying. I'm sorry, I came in and interrupted as I do.
What was I saying? That's a good
Okay,
question.
cool. If you don't remember anymore, Duggar, it's your turn.
I thought the animation was amazing. I thought the music was amazing. I
Mm.
thought the voice acting had a lot of love to it. Like, honestly, the whole thing was just like a love letter.
Yeah, a respectful one, dude. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you could tell the amount of appreciation and respect.
And it's only a matter of time before Toei takes it down.
I can
Tell
only
me I'm
laugh.
wrong.
I only laugh because it's true.
It's like it's a possibility. It's a high possibility, but also it's original art, so
It is, but
could-
it's not original characters.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
let
depends.
Doujinshi go by all the time in Japan because it's a separate art
guess.
style.
True.
So
yeah, that actually is one big difference. I could
it's a lot harder with this one than it is for like an abridged where you're using their animation. Also,
Right.
Toei doesn't own the art for that. It would be Shueisha that would have to come after them because it's not. They're not taking from Toei. They're taking from the manga series, and they've changed it enough and are making it their own. Alrighty, well, I think that's everything. Which I'm glad that we're finally at the end of this because it's been over 2 hours.
And now
I'm not used to having 4 people here to go through. Stop. No.
when there's Marvel news to be talked about, I'm all on board on that shit.
All right, yeah, you can. God damn it! Praise Arceus. Eat cookies. Praise Arceus.
Praise Arceus. Praise Arceus. Praise.
Arceus.
Also, for
Shim.
those of you who do not believe that this is music, this is music.
Yeah,
I
Iron
mean,
Maiden.
it's
Oh,
better
Iron
than the
Maiden,
crap
yeah.
the kids are listening to nowadays.
Read
Yes, I've
between
turned
the
I've
lines.
turned into that kind of an old man now.
Read between the lines.
Hey, I've been
Turn
saying
that
for like
down. That
I've been
isn't
saying for 10
music.
years already. New music just doesn't hit like the old stuff.
I mean, it's
That's
mostly
true.
because I've been listening to soundtracks and like the soundtrack and orchestrated music for soundtracks are so fucking good.
So I don't
that
follow
heavy.
major popular shit. I just find songs that I'm like, damn, that's good. I don't know when it was made, but I like it.
I listen
For
to video
me,
game music.
Now what I do
I
is I just
listen
listen to
to-
anime songs and I'm just like, okay, I like this song. I love this song. I'm putting it on my playlist.
Just saying, comedy. The ED for season 1 of Spy Family has no reason
God.
to slap so goddamn hard.
Ah!
Both the ending and the
There is
opening of Spy
no
Family is
reason that
so
song
damn
is
good.
so goddamn good. All right, that having been said, thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with us at Anime Church. We will see you tomorrow for more slime. Remember, we are now past the anime, so spoilers abound. So come by and get yourself some spoilers. 2 scoops. Yay. That having been said, guys,
Oh, I thought we were talking
see you-
about Cars. Spoilers? Cars?
Hmm?
He got it. That's all that matters.
didn't answer.
Ka-chow!
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
There we go.
Ciao.
Ka-chow! All right, anyway. Guys,
Wow.
y'all have a good one. Thank you so much. We will see you all later. Bye-bye
Arceus.
for now. Praise Arceus.
Bye.
Eat cookies. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.